All right, folks, what is going on? Back with another video, and today we got some news coming out of Flowery Branch, coming out of the Atlanta Falcons, and I picked the right jersey to pick up when I bought this Drake London jersey because, yeah, Drake London has reached a 4-year deal with the Atlanta Falcons for $144 million. Is an extension, and he's going to get $100 million guaranteed. So this is pretty good because we were worried about who's going to get paid and what time or whatever the case may be. You know, a lot of things is going to be changing or whatever with Kirk Cousins going to be gone, and it opened up a little bit of cap space, but we were able to come to terms with this extension. So this really helps. So shout out to Mark Raimondi on ESPN. We're going to talk about this article and I'll give my thoughts and opinions on it. So if this is your first time here, welcome. I talk about the Atlanta Falcons and the Georgia Southern Eagles and pretty much everything else under the umbrella. So hopefully you guys will, rock with me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, let's just get into it. Drake London reaches a 4-year deal, $140 million extension, the agent says. And it says the Falcons have come to terms. Yeah. London can earn up to $150 million if he reaches the incentives in the deal, which puts him under contract with the Falcons through the 2030 season. 35.25 million average annual value of London's new deal makes him the third highest paid receiver behind Jackson Smith Nigba and the Cincinnati Bengals Jamar Chase. So we're actually getting him for a pretty good price when you're looking at the other two that's ahead of him. You know, him being the third highest paid receiver, and under these conditions is actually really good because I think if you would have waited, it would have probably cost more. And I think with Ian Cunningham and company, they're trying to avoid that. And I think they're going to try to do Bijan Robinson next, but I don't want to get too far ahead with that. London set to play the 2026 season on his 5th-year option. Is worth $16.82 million, and he's still getting paid. He's basically doubled his money. I mean, he's good. Falcons drafted London 8th overall in 2022, and he's caught 309 catches for 3,961 yards, 22 touchdowns in his first 4 NFL seasons. Last season, London missed 5 games due to injury. And even with those 5 games, he had 68 catches for 919 yards with 7 touchdowns in 12 games. So you got to think about it. This man could have been easily over 1,000 yards if he just played one more game. I mean, that is very high production with this, in the last season, even though he missed 5 games. In 2024, he was one of the most productive receivers in the NFL with 100 catches for 1,271 and 9 touchdowns, despite large stretches of subpar quarterback play. Yeah, it wasn't the best back then. But yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it. You know, he had 100 catches in 2024, and in 2025, he had 68 for 9. He was on his way to just elevate his game. Falcons will now likely turn towards a try to extend another franchise skill player, running back Bijan Robinson, who was heading to his 4th season. The Falcons picked up Robinson's 5th-year option in 2020 of the 2027 season in April. I think that's going to be done probably around the same time as it was done with Drake London next year, so we'll look out for that. They also have tight end Kyle Pitts playing for franchise tag this season, and they could look to extend him as well. Falcons have to July 15th to sign Pitts to an extension, or he will play this season under franchise tender. He might be the odd man out. You can't pay everybody. You can't pay Drake. You can't pay Bijan and Kyle. And something's going to have to give. I don't see that happening, but we'll see. London extension represents the first major deal done by the new front office, led by General Manager Ian Cunningham and President of Football Matt Ryan. And like I said, this is a really good deal for both sides. I mean, Drake doubles his money, from 16 to 35. And you basically have, the not user friendly, but the team friendly deal because he's not getting paid more than, JSN or Jamar Chase. And he's really like right there where, I think it's a fair value for both sides. I really do. I think everybody's wins in that. So with him getting his money and, you have the Falcons doing their thing, they're still going to have enough room to finagle trying to get other people under the salary cap because next year, I think they get 45 million, free because of the Kirk Cousins deal. So now you're probably starting to talk about, Bijan. You may even talk about Kyle Pitts. And knowing the quarterback play the way we're looking at it right now, that might not even be the priority till I actually extend the quarterback right now. So it is looking like the team is setting themselves up for something pretty solid. But at the end of the day, it does fall back on the quarterback. I mean, who's going to get that deal? Because I mean, you're going to be able to pay Bijan and Drake and maybe even Kyle, but how are you going to compensate that for the quarterback situation? Maybe you find solid play out of one of these two and don't sign them to a really big deal when it comes to Penix or Tua. I think you'll probably be able to get away with that with Tua, because like if Tua plays very well, he's probably gonna get a 3-year deal. Probably, let's say what, maybe $100 million for Tua. You're not gonna get like one of these astronomical deals. I don't see that. So you probably get like a Geno Smith deal with Tua, but with Michael Penix, you might have to draw it out and get a bigger deal. And that might hurt, the salary cap as far as trying to get everybody up under it. But just getting Drake right now, that's the first step. And I think that is a very solid move for the Falcons. I think they did phenomenal getting this done. I think both sides won. And I think that at the end of the day, the team and the fans won. We don't want to see nobody like Drake being on the trading block, not trading block, but being on the free agent block and possibly losing him. And, he's become a Falcon through and through. Him and Bijan on the offensive side, I mean, it's really tough to see them guys what not being in these uniforms. You want to see them in, what we have and on a team. So that's going to be really, really interesting to see how they're going to continue to expand this. Who else is going to get signed? And maybe in a couple of years, you're going to be looking at those other rookies. I mean, you're going to be looking at Xavier Watts. You're going to be looking at Jalen Walker, and believe it or not, we'll be looking at James Pierce as well, Billy Bowman. You're gonna start looking at those guys. Those guys are next in line to get this type of attention. But nevertheless, it's good to see Drake London get this deal. I mean, a guy that put up these numbers is you can't let them be out there nowhere near the market. You got to keep them under wraps, and I think that's what the team did. They did a pretty good job. But with that being said, man, you guys let me know what you think. Drake London, he's gonna be here for another 4 years. Got the extension, 100 million guaranteed, and possibly at the 150 million guaranteed. So hopefully he use that and he, take care of himself and balls out, and maybe we get some success with this. All right, y'all. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed.